guys, and welcome to Not So Nerdy channel. Today we are going to solve our 24th question from NeetCode150. I know it's been a long time, but we were on the topic called backtracking, and it's a little difficult to visualize and understand, so I'm going to try my best. So the next question is called permutations. Given an array nums of distinct integers, return all the possible permutations. You can return the answer in any order, so that's a good thing. So you have an array of integers nums 1, 2, 3, and you have to return all the possibilities. So in maths, we saw that we can have certain combinations. So let's try to visualize backtracking first. Okay, so you have here 1, you have a 2, and you have a 3, right? So after 1, you go to 2 and then you go to 3, or you go to 3 and you go to 2, right? So at each level, you have the possibilities to have certain values, right? So you can see that at 3 you'll have 1 and then 2 and 2 and 1. So on each level you have certain possibilities, like initially you have 1, 2, 3, and then you have 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, these possibilities, and then lastly the left out elements. So how are you going to loop through it? So initially, you suppose you have a loop here, okay, and you access the first element 1. Now in that loop, when you are at first position, you again call the function which goes to the next one, right? So when you call that function, like in which you have the loop, it will call the next element, which is 2. And then lastly, the next element. After reaching the last digit, it's gonna append that into your result and go back. Okay, it's gonna go to the previous part, and in that it's gonna check for the next possibility. So here you already have 2 and you are going to the third, right? So your next possibility is 3 because 1 is already there. At 3 you check which of the number is not present. So that's 2. 1 is there, 3 is there, so 2 is left, so it's gonna get added. So now you can see that you have found all the possibilities. Like after going through here, we only have 3 elements, but there could be more. So after going through this, like it's kind of nesting, एक loop के अंदर एक loop, then loop. So that's how you have to visualize it, each loop. So here when you reach here, you go back and then you check that there are no possible values, so it again goes back to this. Now on reaching 1, we have tried all the possibilities at 1, so it goes to the next element, which is 2, and repeat, and then it repeats the same cycle. So I hope you're able to imagine the loop cycle, the nesting part, like ek ke andar ek ke andar ek. So that's what you are doing. That's what backtrack is all about. And ये understanding भी मेरे को बहुत late आई थी, so I'm trying to share as much as possible. So let's try to code this. Okay, initially we have an empty list result, obviously. Now you have a function called backtrack. At backtrack, you have some path, okay, some path, and what will be your base case here? Your base case is if that path is equal to, now path is your empty list, whatever list which you will append in your result. So sorry about the disturbance. So now that empty list is going to change each and every time. So what will be the base case? When the length of that list is equal to the length of the required given the given nums, right? So if length of path equal to length of nums, it's gonna append your list in the result. Okay. Now you are taking a for loop. You are going to access each and every element of nums. So I'm directly taking for num in nums. This is another way to access, like you can directly check for the elements in this. You are not checking via indexes. This is like if in nums you have 1 comma 2 comma 3, so num is going to access the 1, not 0 0, not the index of 1. It's going to access 1, so it's the direct element, the value. So for num in nums you have if that num is not present in path. So if num not in path, you are going to again call the backtrack function, and like in the backtrack function you are simply going to append the num with the empty list path. So you will call backtrack path your plus your num. Now you are adding these two lists. Path is the empty list and num is another like the element. Okay. Now not this. So in the for loop you are checking whether the number is there in the path or not. If it's not there, you're calling the function again and you are updating your path like this. And again, it will go to backtrack, go to call the function. And that's how you're like, your num is static right now. And only the future nested elements are getting updated. And then you get out of it. And then your num gets to the next element, which is 2. So you get to 1, 3, 2, 3, 1. And that's how it works. Okay. And now you will have backtrack empty list, since path is the empty list, and you will return your result. So I hope this was clear to you guys. Like, I know backtracking could be confusing and hard to visualize, but this is like the easiest solution I could think of, like after going through a lot of solutions. So yeah, like revisit the backtrack video which I uploaded last time. And if you like my content, please do like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, like do share your ideas with me. Any doubts if you have, contact me. And yeah, thank you. Bye bye.